DonInLondon, hello. February the 10th, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. Substance for me, alcohol pretty much all the way. Behaviour, well, I got over behaviour when I stopped drinking. And if we're not stuck in one addiction, we can get stuck in another. We have to be careful what's happening to us. So, never perfect either. Striving for perfection was one of my things, I suspect. In fact, I know that I did, because people wanted me to be perfect. Or did they? I don't know. All I know today is I can just make one day work, this one. And what helps me most is the fellowship of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. And I share their preamble. I don't speak for AA, I only speak for me here on YouTube, always. But I need to let myself know what AA does for me. And part of that is doing these videos. So, AA, the preamble shared at every meeting, goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes, and certainly has nothing to do with these videos. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. So part of what I do here is sharing my message of experience, strength and hope and how my life is going along, and being a part of fellowship and getting on with life. And I have other things to consider besides just recovery. I have type 1 diabetes, which means I inject insulin as many times a day as needed to keep my blood sugar balances where they need to be, around about 6. And I had what is called a hypo, or hypoglycemic reaction last night, where my blood sugars went so low that it became dangerous, and then I must eat sugar fairly quickly, or I'd go unconscious. And that would be a bit of a pity, really, because there's no one here to help me. I need to keep alert to what is going on. So I test my blood sugar levels, and last night I was fortunate enough to remind myself I'm trying to get my blood sugars under control, and I'm changing my medications. So the upshot is I have to be very, very careful. And last night I stayed up till gone past 2 o'clock in the morning, just simply to make sure my sugar levels were level, and I wasn't in danger of going into a low or hypo in my sleep. Otherwise I might not wake up. It's quite simple. And part of long-term illness maybe is other conditions occur, or just because we get older, other conditions occur. And having got into recovery, diabetes came along a couple of years later, and also the proper diagnosis of clinical depression. So with all the change in medication, my depression is up and down like a yo-yo. It's gone into hyperdrive, highs and lows of feelings, probably exacerbated or made even more difficult by the end of a relationship. So I need to be very, very alert to what is going on in me, and above all, accept what is going on. So my videos are all about sharing information and readings from the literature of AA. As I say, AA is the backbone of my recovery and helping me get on, even though I have diabetes type 1 and clinical depression, and I get massive support from people around me, and from professionals and from the hospital, who are trying to make me able to make this life work. So, daily reflections. A rather wonderful book gives us one-day readings, and this month is all about step 2, coming to believe in a power greater than ourselves which can restore us to sanity. And whatever that power greater than ourselves is, it could be society, civilization, a group of people just trying to keep sober, or it could be God, and of your understanding, not mine. It's about what we believe the higher power can do for us, that is, getting support when we can't do it for ourselves. So, it says here for February the 10th, I don't run the show. We became alcoholics, crushed by a self-imposed crisis we could not postpone or evade. We had to fearlessly face the proposition that either God is everything or else he is nothing. God either is or he isn't. What was our choice to be? And it remains a personal choice. And this is not my choice. It says here, today my choice is God. Or is it? I'll explain. He is everything. For this I'm truly grateful. When I think I'm running the show, I'm blocking God from my life. I pray I can remember this when I allow myself to get caught up into self. The most important thing is that today I am willing to grow along spiritual lines, and that God is everything. When I was trying to quit drinking on my own, it never worked. With God and AA, it is working. This seems to be a simple thought for a complicated alcoholic. And certainly my thinking can be elaborate, which brings me back to me thinking I run the show. And I don't. I get the support and help from people in fellowship. And without it, I don't know that I would ever have lasted long enough to get diabetes, or lasted long enough to understand that I do have clinical depression, and these things are real. So what's my understanding of God? Same as Gandhi, I guess, but his understanding will be different to mine too. God is truth, God is love, God works through people. So I have to do what I can for myself, then ask for support, or let go and let people into my life to help me. And I have friends, and without them I don't know what I would have done. And the rooms of AA keep me on a path of sanity, just simply one day at a time. Just checking my clock. So this little thing here, card, is 12 steps, 12 traditions, and February is always about step 2 for me, and that daily reflection book. And I want to read a passage out of this one, the 12 by 12. I hope it's in context with what I've been saying. It's from page 27. Then I woke up. I had to admit that AA showed results, prodigious results. I saw that my attitude regarding these had been anything but scientific. It wasn't AA that had closed my mind. It was me. The minute I stopped arguing, I could begin to see and feel. Right here, right there, step 2 gently and very gradually began to infiltrate my life. I can't say upon what occasion or upon what day I came to believe in a power greater than myself, but I certainly have that belief now. To acquire it, I'd only to stop fighting and practice the rest of AA's program as enthusiastically as I could. And, once we realise that we don't run the whole show, that we're part of, it doesn't mean we lose our choices, and it does not mean that we stop being unique and authentic people. It means we have a similarity in fellowship which keeps us sober one day only. And the 12-step program is the backbone of that, and the traditions are what keep the fellowship healthy. And as Bill sees it, this book, again, another reading from it, page number 24, Alky, When the Chips Are Down. In the beginning, it was 4 whole years before AA brought permanent sobriety to even one alcoholic woman. Like the high bottoms, the women said they were different. AA couldn't be for them. But as the communication was perfected, mostly by the women themselves, the picture changed. The process of identification and transmission has gone on and on. The skid rower said he was different. Even more loudly, the socialite, or Park Avenue stumble bum, said the same. So did the artist and professional people, the rich, the poor, the religious, the agnostic, the Indians and the Eskimos, the veterans and the prisoners. But nowadays, all of these, and legions more, soberly talk about how very much alike all of us alcoholics are when we admit that the chips are finally down. And we are very similar, because we all have a package of emotions and feelings inside us. And we all have one common aim, which is to stay in recovery a day at a time, to be sober. And the gift is, the similarity is so strong that we can get on with the differences that we all have. And I feel it's vital that people know that we have differences of outlook and experience, that we are all unique and authentic, and that if we don't try and determine our future, that is to say, right, I want it this way, then we have that shuts us down and fastens us to a particular outlook, and we aim at that, and we always live in the future of what we might be, rather than living in the present moment of now, where we are what we are. And the gift is, if we actually see and feel what we can do in the moment, we have a better chance of making life work. Finally, the serenity prayer. God, or in good conscience, or God in truth and love, working through people, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, always and often with fellowship for me, helping me gain my wisdom a day at a time.